All right, and sound check. Steve, can you jump up there and just say a few words?
She was gonna ask you what your email is. Type in your email address.
Sure.
Test.
Where's the ad sign?
Test.
Will Mr. Charlie Conrad please report to the front office?
Remarks. Is there any reason why we wouldn't put this on this side? The podium?
Only because the card table's there.
Well, I can move this stuff over and then that'll get the mic right up on you so you get better audio.
Okay.
Because we're just limited by this cord.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Since we've got all this time, why don't we just move it up?
All this time.
Try something here. Totally fine. So go ahead and say a few words.
Yes.
Say a few more.
Good evening. Democrats. We are 6 days away from election day.
Let's try one more time.
All right, Charlie, that's not connected to the.
Yeah, this is
live
more words.
presentation.
Welcome, our elected Democrats.
No,
This one, Tony.
no. Tony grabbed all that and put it on his machine.
Tony is the man. Okay, so let me, I think we're
Does it
getting,
sound all right?
getting an echo. Say something one more time.
I hear an echo here.
But we're really on the
Good evening, good evening. Good evening. Democrats. How's that? Good evening, Arlington Democrats. Welcome to our November 2022 meeting.
Dan, have you been on the Zoom presentation before?
Have I, you have I presented?
Now, have you listened in to a hybrid meeting? I'm trying to see if
Well, yes, I think I tried once to get on like our YouTube.
yeah, I'm just trying to see if the quality is what, yeah, it's not great. I think it's really average.
Now, they won't be able to see the slides so much, but I'm standing right here.
Yeah, so we'll have the slideshow going and then this picture is small. Can you jump on here and tell me if the sound is works?
Tony, you're moving way past.
Hey man, I think we'll be able to. Yeah, it's already in there.
Oh, it was in there.
Yeah. So,
Other next things?
all right, so. Good evening, I'm from Democrats. Testing the audio. Angela, how is the audio? Up to our normal right, I stand. Is it recorded?
Well, I didn't understand what you said there.
Ironically, I said audible.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
ironically something.
I said audible.
Oh.
We're audible. Yeah, love.
We don't have the full screen here. Going back to presentation mode for me. Tony.
Is Melvin here?
Good evening, everyone. Find a seat if you can. Welcome to our November meeting. We're 6 days away from election day. Please observe CDC guidelines, and if per wear a mask. Hopefully everyone's vaccinated and boosted. 3 times awesome. Just want to remind everybody that everyone is welcome at the Arlington Democrats meeting. Try to be open and inclusive to everyone in Arlington. So thank you all for being here, and please bring your friends, invite friends, and always looking to increase the number of faces in this meeting and bring new people into the committee. We got a pretty good agenda tonight. So we're going to hear about some upcoming announcements and hear from some of our candidates. But before we do that, let's see. Why don't I recognize some of the elected officials in the room? I did see school board member Barbara Cannon in the house. Welcome, Barbara. A lot of our constitutional officers are here tonight. Clerk of the court, Paul Ferguson. Let's see, Commonwealth's attorney, Carissa Degani Taffy. Always great to see Carissa. Our treasurer, Carla De La Pava, is in the house. And my good friend, Sheriff Beth Arthur. Lest I forget any of the candidates, we have County Board Member Matt D. Ferranti. Welcome, Matt. All right, let's see here. Nope. Go the other way. Yeah, so we've got a lot to celebrate this year, and I just want to take a second and remind people of all the great things that have happened this year because we help elect Democrats to represent Arlington, whether that's in the schoolhouse or all the way up to the White House. When we help elect Democrats, great things happen. Joe Biden started out with the American Rescue Plan, helping us through the end of COVID. And let's see, first major gun safety legislation in decades, historic job growth and unemployment. I think in Arlington, it may even be under 3% now. Confirmation of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Historic moment for the Supreme Court, and it was great to have some good news coming out of the Supreme Court this year. The CHIPS Act, the PACT Act, Inflation Reduction Act, and then student debt relief, not too distant in the past. All great accomplishments on the part of this administration. The most productive administration since the Great Society. So thank you, Democrat. On the other side, the news always isn't that great. So if you're not familiar, I'll just tell you this is coming up next month. So the Arlington Republicans are, well, first of all, they will pick up a seat on the electoral board at the end of the year because the governor's a Republican. So that'll go 2-1, 2 Republicans, 1 Democrat remaining on the electoral board. I believe Kim Phillip will be the person remaining for us. And the Republicans are already talking about reducing the number of drop boxes in Arlington. Currently, we have 9. They have suggested going as low as 3. Drop on the notion that drop boxes are expensive and possibly incur voter fraud, which we know both of those things are not true. Our drop boxes are very cheap, effective ways of increasing access to the ballot box in Arlington.
We already bought it.
And we already bought them, right? So the maintenance on a drop box is pretty low, and the life cycle is pretty good. And we know that there is no tampering with these boxes, and if you're worried about that, you can easily affix a camera looking at them. So next month, as soon as election's over, we're going to launch this call to action and have you all Arlington Democrats kind of reach out to where they need to and let folks know that we do not like the idea of reducing the number of drop boxes in Arlington. And the way they're geographically dispersed, it makes it easy for everybody all across Arlington to access a drop box. And we need that level of accessibility and equity in people being able to vote, particularly when they have jobs during the week and may have difficulty during the daytime to get to a voting location. So probably should have advanced. Tony, can we get a advance on that?
Yeah, sure. How are we going? Go the other way.
Boom, all right. And we'll use this next month. Once second Saturday breakfast is back up and running. This Saturday, or no, it's not this Saturday. It's a week from this coming Saturday. You're going to have the Veterans and Military Families Caucus. It'll be the day after Veterans Day. Speaking at Busboys and Poets starting at 9:30. And in order to tell you a little bit more about that event, I'm going to welcome up the chair of the Democratic Party of Virginia's Veterans and Military Family Caucus, Charlie Conrad.
Thank you, everybody. So we're going to do this breakfast kind of like we used to do in the past. Hope you all come out for this. Bring a picture of your veteran family member, or if you're the veteran, bring your little boot camp picture or something like that. And what we do is we let people stand up and say, this is my father, this is my mother, this is my sister, brother, whatever. And it's quite something to see, and also quite moving to hear people talk about their family member. But then we have, for speakers, we have Tyrone Sims. We all know Tyrone Sims II, but he is now the chair of the Veterans and Military Family Council of the Democratic Party, the DNC, the National Democrats. So he's got a big time, big work. We're proud of him. Also, Sue Hoppen is coming, and she's the founder of the National Military Spouse Network. And she was an appointee in the Obama administration and has incredible credentials in working with military families. So please come on out and enjoy that breakfast with us. I think it'll be a fun event. Thank you, Steve.
Advance a couple slides. Thank you so much, Charlie. There you go. Guest speakers come out and canvas also. Go ahead to the next slide. Let's see. Let's see. We were going to have someone from the Bethany Sutton campaign show up. Is Michelle Woolley with us? Michelle might have run into a conflict and not made it in time. I don't see Michelle.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
If you go back one slide, you can't read over that whole thing.
The canvas slide. Tony, can we do that?
Need you this coming weekend. There's a flyer on your chair.
Email charlieconrad@gmail.com or beyond@arlingtondemocrats.com. Thank you, sir. Great doors to knock. Great time, not that far away, just a few hours away. Go ahead, Tony. And if no one from Bethany Sentence Campaign is here, I'm gonna invite up our candidate for county board, Matt DeFerrantis.
So first off, I just have to say how much I absolutely love running on the ticket with Bethany Sutton. She is a community leader in Houston. I'll be brief. I'll give you two numbers, an opinion, a metaphor, and a story. Two numbers. 21,040 people have voted in this election already. This has the opportunity to be a big turnout election. So we are making progress. You should know that. Second number, 5 days and about 15 hours. That's how long before the 2022 election is over. Once it's over, we can't do anything. It's done. So let's take those 5 days and work our hearts out. We got my opinion, I'm not trying to scare you, but I am trying to tell you, I do not know for sure that we will win this election. There are thousands of people. Every day I get 2 emails that say, I'm a strong Democrat whole life, but I'm voting against you to send a message. And I refrain from saying, don't send a message, send a damn leader, because this is an important election. So what can we do? This is in our hands. If you get my emails, you know 4 years ago that I said, I put it in your hands, because my ability to make a difference ends where you are not with me. It is about us together, and that's how we make a difference. So let's do everything we can. I'm posting every other minute. I'm at the metros at 7:30. I'm at the metros until 7 o'clock tonight. I'm canvassing every day. I can tell you Carol Burnett is working the tar out. We need you. Yes, it's not a successful election if Elaine Luria and Abigail Spanberger don't win, but we need your help, and you can make a difference. Someone told me that they were walking from the Clarendon Metro to courthouse to vote. I don't think she would have voted otherwise. So we have big canvases, Don Byer, 10:30 and 12 o'clock on Saturday. We have a canvass on Sunday, Thrill. We have AAPI, the Arlington Dems Black Caucus. It's going to be an outstanding canvass on Sunday at 1 o'clock. The stakes are there. I could tell you about Danielle, a teacher who I posted about, who just freaking wanted to be heard. She came up and said, I just want to make sure my voice is included in the decisions that are made about what's taught in my classroom. She needed that raise that we did this year. So make that distinction. Because one of my opponents uses this completely generalized phrase, tax gouging. I have no idea what that means. I do know that my values invest in teachers, and that's the sort of budget that Arlington Democrats have. So that's Danielle. The most important story I can tell you about climate change, neither of my opponents ever talk about what they want to do on climate change. Shame on them. You want to talk about that? Look at my priorities page. It is on my mind every second. That's a second little tidbit of a story. The last story I'll tell you is 4 years ago, after an event with Tim Kaine at the Sarah restaurant, a couple came out 9:30 at night, and they said, we love Arlington. We do great financially. We cannot afford to stay in this place. We cannot afford to buy anything. The status quo will not do. We have to do something about housing affordability as it goes up the economic ladder. Now, that's why I support this motion. So I saw him this last week at the Virginia Square Metro, didn't remember his name, but he said, he reminded me of Sarah, and I said, you and your wife came, and I'll never forget it. His name is Kevin. Let's win this race for Kevin.
Thank you so much, Matt. Looking forward to, I voted a month ago, but looking forward to helping out for the 5-6 days we have remaining. Let me, first of all, we just had Senator Barbara Favola join us. Barbara, good to see you, and I'm going to invite up Matt Royer to talk about joint campaign.
Okay, so it might work.
Try.
If we don't know though.
No, we don't know. Right now.
No, oh, there it went.
There it is.
All right. Thank you, everyone who came out to the Golden Gala last month. It was incredibly successful. Especially thank you to Kenya Pennington and also Chris as well, Chris Concepcion as well. They did a great job putting that all together, and I really thank them and all the volunteers that came out. We had an incredibly successful event with Minority Leader Don Scott and former delegate Jay Jones coming, as well as our two candidates, Bethany Sutton and Matt DeFranti, as well as all the other elected officials that were in the room. We raised quite a bit of money for that, and that's all going towards our get out the vote efforts right now, including everything that we're doing on election day. If you haven't given, I'm going to ask again. We have about 6 more days until election day, but we still obviously have a lot more that we need to be doing then and then afterwards as well. We still have to make sure that we get our precinct ops out there to the polling locations, as well as we still have a few more days of early voting until Saturday as well. So anything that you can give is great, whether it's $1, $100, doesn't matter. We really appreciate that, and we've done a lot of fundraising off of this Dollars for Guns initiative for that reason as well. Because of the money that we raised, we were actually able to send our first mailer to multi-unit buildings that we were not able to canvass, or we weren't able to put the messenger to. These just gave basic voting information on early voting locations, as well as all of our candidates and the bond issues. So we put all those together and we sent those out to all of the inaccessible buildings, and that was about a little over 5,000 voters that we got those out to. So that was another way to make the voting information more accessible to those people who might not know that there's an election coming up, which I don't know how you would not be able to living in Arlington County. But also, make sure that they get the right candidates in their hands before they go to those polling places. Like I said, we still have a few more days to get the vote out, and we really need help getting out on the doors. We have 2 more launches happening this weekend on the 5th and the 6th. That information is on Mobilize. So if you are able to, I would highly encourage you to take at least 1 packet, just even 20 to 30 doors. I've done it a few times now. They had great conversations with people. People were very appreciative that we came out and we gave them the information before they went to the polling place. And people can go out and vote on Saturday as well. So you could be knocking on someone's door around courthouse or around any of the other early voting locations, and they might not know that they're able to go across the street and vote, and then you can get some votes that way as well. So if you are able, please sign up. Just take 30 minutes, 45 minutes out of your day to make sure that these voters get that information. And with that, yeah, Mark. Okay, well, then we will make sure that URL gets updated so that it does work.
There's a link list on ArlDems Facebook page.
Yes, that's true. There is a link list on the ArlDems Facebook page, as well as some events that will tell you where and when to be for those Canvas launches. I know, sorry, and on the calendar as well on arlingtondemocrats.org. All those we try to make sure that we get all that information out there for you all. I just want to thank my co-chairs, Praveen Mahan, Takis Karantonis, and Karen Isabel Guevara, who have done a great job this year on the joint campaign. We have really been trying our hardest to make sure that we're getting all of the funds and all of the resources that we can to our 3 candidates, making sure that we're re-electing Don Byer, re-electing Matt DeFranti, and also electing Bethany Sutton to the school board. It is incredibly important, this election. I don't think that I can overstress that enough. So anything you can do between now and November 8th is incredibly helpful. And I thank you all for that. And I thank you for your support. So let's go fight win.
Steve, you should probably also remind everyone to support all 5 of the bond issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And Arlington Democrats voted earlier in the year and we support all 5. Six of the bond issues. Thank you so much. And I do want to echo what Matt said. Joint campaign worked really hard this year. I really want to thank Takas and Karen and Pavine and Matt for all the hard work they did. The literature was absolutely beautiful and we were really excited to mail into the MUBs this year and reach people maybe that we don't normally reach. And we did just print some additional sample ballots because early voting is up. So what Matt said about the donations is true. If you have not already done so, please visit the ArlingtonDemocrats.org website and find that link to our Dollars for Dems campaign. Every dollar is Russian in this campaign year. All right, now I'm gonna invite up Kevin with voter support.
Hey, everyone, this will be quick. Got one slide. There we go. Just a couple highlights of all the what's going on. A lot of you have been out. And thanks to the efforts of you and many others, we have filled over 250 early voting poll greeting shifts for 2 hours each. So it's over 500 hours of your efforts. Applause flying. That you heard earlier, the number of voters so far, where it's amazing. The word's gotten out about early voting. So it's really going strong in Arlington. And so our efforts are definitely needed. Yeah, thousands of voters. I know from the stories and the materials we've gone through and the voting statistics, we're engaging with folks. And of course, we're fired up. You know, we're not just there to hand out sample ballots. We're giving information. We're being an energizing presence there. You know, at the site, people show up and they know it's not. It's part of voting in Arlington. Like the Democrats are there for you. So thanks to all of you. Next, another part of our responsibility is voter registration. We wrap that up at the traditional voter reg deadline, but this year, for the first year in Virginia, we have same-day voter registration. So, applause line. Thank you. So, people haven't registered or they've moved, you know, your neighbors, tell them to go and do this and do same-day registration. I heard a little bit about how it's working. It's brand new, but it seems like it's going well. So thank you. Get the word out. And then, of course, if you or anyone else need a ride to the polls, that's election day or early voting, please let us know. There's a link there, ride on Democrats.org. Thank you very much, and let's keep going. Yes.
We have.
We do.
And the Spanish line. Wonderful. Who wants to get that meal?
And so it doesn't on the grip card, and it's on the.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, feel free to ask me, or can I put you on the hook if you're here tonight? Sure.
I put the sign on. I mean, you've been there.
And it's our office building, office number, extension 4, and then extension 5 for Spanish.
I see there's 4%.
Your person. Thank you.
Okay, we're getting nothing. Okay, wonderful. That'll work also.
Thanks, Ann. And it's a great service that we provide for the community, especially our seniors. And now it's not really the time, but we will be looking for someone to take over that role to help lead that effort going forward. Talk more next month. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Information, Sarah Lambert.
Hello, my name is Sarah Lambert, and for reading things off. Before I get started, can I go to show of hands if you have signed up to vote on election day? Keep them up, because I think Paul's taking a picture for Facebook, and I want to shame your neighbors and finding them too. You got it. Okay. If you did raise your hand and you don't have plans to vote on election day yet, or to work somewhere else on election day. I know a lot of people are gonna be, Charlie Conrad's gonna be voting for campaign for Beyond Arlington. I know a lot of folks will be canvassing, doing GOTV, but if you don't have things yet and you have even 30 minutes to spare, please find me or friend because we have some holes to fill. So we are still recruiting election day poll readers. You know, we usually sign people up for 2-hour shifts, but we'll take whatever you want to give us at this point. We have one last poll reader training tomorrow at 7 p.m. If you haven't already done that, please find me and I'll send you the link to sign up for that. But just know that if you're unable to come, we will also be sending the slides and a recording of the session and the poll reader guidelines to all of our nearly 700 poll readers on Saturday morning. So keep an eye on our inbox for that. And then next slide. Okay, so we have holes. These are not all of our holes, but these are our biggest holes. We have a really, really big need for folks at Met Park because there is significant construction and we are having trouble getting the county to realize the urgency of the situation. On that. But we'd like to have as many people there as possible to help guide voters to their polling place. At USA, we need some folks, and then you can see we have these very specific time slots in our other precincts. So if you have a car where we can send you where you need to go, if you need to get on the metro, we can place you somewhere metro accessible. But these are our biggest needs. Take a picture, send to a friend, send to your adult child, send to your grandma, send to whoever you want, and we will take that. Next slide, please. Okay, so our precinct office member of the month, and I don't see him here, which is how my luck always goes, but Stuart Scott is our hard to complete his poll reader schedule without me having to bug him, which is always really nice for me. And just last month he helped organize a meeting and greet for Matt, and that's me for his precinct neighbors, along with Mark Beamar, who's here in the house today. So big round of applause again for Stuart. And just one note on poll reading before I go. You know, I think Matt said, how can you not know that voting is happening right now? And I think we in this room all know that it's happening, but you'd be surprised how many people don't, and how many folks come to us on election day and say, do you have that blue thing? And that's what we're known for in Arlington. We tell people who the Democrats are, especially our local candidates who are not affiliated with our party. And I think Matthew Grandy would tell you that, and 4 years ago, we really pushed him over the line on that. So we have that opportunity again. If you have 30 minutes, if you have an hour, please find me so that we can help people vote for Democrats, so that we don't wake up on Wednesday and wish we had done more. Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you everybody who so far signed up for a poll reading shift. It is one of the best jobs of the year. We need to make sure that every voter has the opportunity to take a Democratic sample ballot. So thanks all that put work into that effort, and six more days to go. Let's bring up outreach and visibility.
Next slide, please. And next slide. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over a couple of the events that we've had. Thanks to the Black Caucus for packing up the back to school backpacks. Right. Obviously, we're really watching football. Next slide. Okay, who all went to the Latino Caucus celebration a couple weeks ago? It was such a fabulous day, excellent food, live performances, dancing, singing. It was a wonderful celebration, and moving forward, we'd love for you all to come to more outreach events. And thanks to the Latino Caucus for putting this wonderful event together. Next slide, please. Okay, and a couple weeks ago, we had our Diwali celebration. We had the entire ticket there, and we had a live performer, singers, and this wonderful dancer. Who all came to the Diwali? Okay, next year, we want to see everybody's hands up. So as you can see, we had the entire ticket there. Everybody had a chance to speak, and fortunately the weather didn't cooperate, but it was a little cloudy, but next year. Okay, next slide, please. And this is not exactly outreach, but I just want to mention this. Our own Praveen and Ankit, who was our newcomer of the year last year, got invited to the White House Diwali party. So you can see the very bright picture. That's that. Then afterwards was the Impact, which is the Indian American Impact organization that promotes South Asians. And that was the after party was at the Hey Adams, and that was from the rooftop there. Look at a gorgeous view. And that's a picture of me and Nob, who you might know from AY. Okay, next slide, please. All right, just a reminder that it's already November, that it's Small Business Saturday, the day after Thanksgiving, correct? And Saturday, that's right, Friday, Saturday. So I just mentioned a couple of businesses here, but you can visit the NAACP's website under local businesses, as well as the Columbia Pike organization's website for some businesses. And I've frequented all these, but I will say Frontline Auto is my go-to mechanic. He's fantastic. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and Matt had mentioned this earlier. The AAPI caucus is co-sponsoring the canvas this Sunday with the Black Caucus and AYD and DAV. And then next slide, please. And then we have a couple of caucus meetings coming up. If anybody is interested in joining one of our caucuses and working with the community, we have a couple of meetings coming up with the Labor Caucus, the Latino Caucus. Where's the Latino Caucus brunch? Anyone here? No? Okay, we'll get that information. And disabilities is at the end of the month. That's it. Thank you.
So much, Sangeeta, and the Diwali event was fantastic. If you missed it, you don't want to miss it next year. It was a great event, and it was a little cloudy, but I thought the weather was fine enough. It was a great day to be out there. Let's welcome up the AYDs. Raise your hand.
Thank you, Steve. All right, so October was a very busy month. We had our Oktoberfest event, very successful. Thank you for everyone who came. Then on the 9th, we had some people put up, we went to the Hispanic Heritage Month, also the Golden Gala on the 15th, phone banking on the 20th, the Diwali event on the 23rd, and our Halloween happy hour at Freddy's, which you can see below. Next slide, please. Also, of course, we've been canvassing on the 9th, the 16th, the 22nd, and the 29th for Wexton, Spanberger, and even Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Next slide, Julie. Next slide, please. But now for this one. On the 5th, there'll be a canvass for Spanberger. On the 6th, there'll be canvases in Arlington. On the 8th, we'll be watching the results come in with the guys at William Jeffrey's Tavern. On the 15th, the new board, someone else will be taking my seat. So this will be the last time you get to see my face. But they'll elect new leadership on the 5th. On the 10th, they will be sworn in, and then on the 17th, we'll be doing our Wreaths Across America at Arlington National Cemetery. And of course, all are welcome to join us for that event too. It is actually a very nice and moving event. And that is the Arlington Young Dems report. Thank you.
Thanks, and Richard.
Before we start talking about the events of what's going to be a very busy weekend indeed, Kip has a little story he wants to share with us.
Yeah, just real quick, everyone. Kip Malinowski, but I just wanted to say about the importance of knocking doors. You know my little equation: every 40 doors, 11 votes. You just got one vote that you would have otherwise gotten. So that's the power of it. But when this final weekend, when we go and we knock, or you call or you text, I had one person, one voter, last year who said, I was like, so I'm voting for the Democrats, fantastic. Do you have a plan to vote? Yep, I'm voting tomorrow on Sunday. I said, no, there's no voting on Sunday. I should know. You can vote right now. City governments. I'm sorry. The guy, actually vote is Sunday. Voting on Sunday, they need to vote now, and the guy went and jumped in his car and drove and voted right then, and that's what. So please do something that Richard's about to talk about and join it. There's a great email that went sent out. Get involved with something. It could make all the difference. Please be in this fight. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's for all the marbles. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So we are, of course, coming into the final weekend, and we've got two very competitive races here in Virginia, and the third that's somewhat competitive. So I'm first going to tell you about what's going on with Abigail Spanberger. On Saturday at 1 p.m. at Woodbridge, there will be a canvas launch with Abigail, Senator Tim Kaine, and Congressman Jerry Connolly. They're particularly looking to have a big picture of the crowd there. So we really would like to get as many people there as possible for the picture and then for the canvassing. And we are the Spanberger campaign is doing canvassing Saturday through Tuesday in Woodbridge, in Dumfries, and also in Stafford. And the campaign particularly would love to see people come down to Dumfries and to Stafford. So if you don't mind adding another 10 minutes to your trip, they'll be very grateful. And then we also have weeknight canvases from 5 to 7 in Woodbridge. And the magnificent Charlie Conrad has already told you that he's going down to Chesapeake for the weekend. To help Elaine Luria win another term. Of course, we all know Elaine from her valiant work on the January 6th commission. So please show us how much you appreciate what she's done. And Jennifer Wexton also has a number of events. Senator Kaine is doing kickoffs on Saturday in Manassas and Sterling, and then on Monday in Leesburg. And then there will be canvassing Saturday through Tuesday in Sterling and Manassas. Yes.
Add to that, for the kickoff for Wexton on Saturday, it's at 10 o'clock. It is in Sterling, 6 Pigeon Hill Drive. And actually, the Wexton race has become far more competitive. It's much closer than we expected. So that's just another opportunity for us to show our power, get out there and help. Thank you.
So this is a weekend to get up early, go to bed late, put it all out there, leave it all out in the field for 3 great Virginia Democrats. And then finally, of course, we have many opportunities to make phone calls and send texts all around the country. There are, of course, numerous competitive races around the country. And if you're on our email list, you will have a list of races that you can get involved with. And if you don't, you can always drop me an email for any reason. I'm always happy to be emailed at beyond@Arlington Democrats. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you, Beyond Arlington, for all you've been doing, helping candidates across the Commonwealth. I see we have Victoria Beersing has joined us. Welcome back, Victoria. Good to see you again. So let's see, we've got five days remaining. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every day is so important. I canvassed both days last weekend. I'm going to be out canvassing this weekend as well. Every voter you talk to, every contact you make is just so important to talk about the issues that are important to us, to make sure people have a plan to vote. So please, do what you can to get out there and help our great candidates. Before anybody leaves, we're going to do a quick Instagram promotion. Paul Ruiz is going to come up here. You guys are all going to say, let's go Democrats. But I'm going to let Paul set it up and tell us what to do.
Yeah, Steve, master of the socials. All right, let's let's phrase something. I think I'm getting a little excited. For these you guys and this. Be a little so not a time to be bashful, all right? I want to hear your loudest let's go down. They should be able to hear you in that with a racquetball, whatever they're doing in there. Come on. Are you ready? Come on. Don't try like I said, come on.
As a matter of fact, filling in this middle row might be a good idea, yeah.
All right. We're just gonna say it's simple. Let's go Dems, and then after that, I just want we're basically like some clapping and like genuine assurance. All right, let's try this out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait, one more time. That. Wow. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Now,
This is your.
I hope you have more left in your system.
There you go. Do you know what to do?
No. It's regular to go.
Yeah, let's do it. You want to do it? Maybe we make that right. Yeah. All right. Ready? 1.
Press a little. I'm gonna back and ask everybody. See, you can come a little toward the middle, so it's not good. Filling the space here. I'm like, this here. This is hot. So here's more people. All right.
Like we know each other.
And now
We're all friends.
all right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Do a wider frame. Did that work? Yeah, I think we got it.
Oh, I turned that.
Thank you, everybody. Shortest meeting of the year. Thank you. Get an applause.
There was a handout.